Now, the British Library is helping to chart the biggest ever map of the sounds of nature. Cities and Memory has been created to record the sounds you might otherwise ignore in the city, including how human sounds impact upon nature. Well, I spoke to Stuart Fowkes about some of the more surprising sounds you can hear around London.
Well, there's the sounds of urban wildlife. I'm sure everyone's aware that there's pigeons and all the rest of the thing. But there's, for example, if you listen on the sound map, there are parrots in Abbey Wood, which is a very interesting one, which a lot of people may
Parrots in Abbey Wood?
Yeah, parrots down there, wild parrots living in London. So that's one of the interesting sounds you can hear from London on the map.
And I've got some of the sounds that from your website that people will find familiar. These are some of the beautiful sounds that we capture. What the impact of humans and these sounds, what's that like? I mean, are we really affecting the nature around us by the noise we make?
Yeah, so humans are obviously, we're a noisy bunch and we are getting louder all the time. So to give you one example, the sounds in the oceans have doubled every 10 years for the last 50 years, and that's all due to the sounds that we're making. So shipping noise, drilling, fracking, those kinds of things, and those have a serious impact on wildlife.
What effect does more road traffic and more people and pollution, what effect does that have with the noise we're making through our vehicles?
So one example is bird song. So some birds can adapt quite nicely to it. So for example, robins they tend to sing more at night now than they do during the day, and that's just their way of adapting, so they can still do their kind of territorial bird song. Other birds adapt in different ways. So for example, they sing at higher pitches, and now so they can be heard above the traffic noise, and that can be a problem for them because higher pitch sounds can often be less attractive to mates and they can be harder to hear. So it's harder to defend your territory if you can't be heard, and also it's harder to attract a mate if you're singing at that higher pitch. So it's a real danger and a real problem for them, and it's caused by huge amounts of traffic noise.
And I know you're working closely with the British Library on this one. What's their role in all this?
The British Library, they were kind enough to just donate some sounds to the project. So some of the sounds from England are from the British Library, but the majority of them have actually been sent in by people around the world. So people who dedicate their lives to recording the sounds of nature with really nice high-end equipment, sending sounds in from Thailand, Indonesia, Senegal, right the way through to people who have just recorded the sound of birds in their back garden on their mobile phone and sent that through as well. So it's a huge collaboration with hundreds of people involved.